A new law that restores voting rights to thousands of convicted felons is now being challenged in court.
I'm actually surprised it took so long. Maybe they were waiting just for the right moment, but it's not surprising to me.
DFL Representative Cedric Frazier of New Hope was chief author of the bill. Prior to this year, convicted felons released from prison were not allowed to vote if they were still on probation or parole. When the legislature passed the bill last session, an estimated 55,000 Minnesotans had their voting rights restored. However, the group Minnesota Voters Alliance argues that the state constitution doesn't give the legislature the authority to restore the vote. In their view, felons need to complete their entire sentence before they can regain voting rights. And if the legislature wants to change the state constitution, they can do so by having Minnesota voters decide by way of constitutional amendment. Meanwhile, Representative Frazier is confident the lawsuit won't hold up.
What's frustrating, though, and what's concerning, and it should be concerning to all Minnesotans, is that we have organizations like this that are pushing this lawsuit to confuse and create fear for folks. And really, I believe the ultimate outcome is to suppress the vote.
While the lawsuit goes through the court process, Frazier says he and others will continue their efforts to get the newly eligible voters registered. The pilot who died following a plane crash on Lake Mille Lacs has been identified as the CEO and owner of a Plymouth construction company. Ryan Comer co-founded Renovation Systems, a flooring contractor. According to the Mille Lacs County Sheriff's Office, Comer was piloting a float plane when it crashed on Friday afternoon. According to his LinkedIn page, Comer grew the Plymouth company out of a small basement office into a company that now employs more than 150 people. The NTSB is investigating the cause of the crash. Brooklyn Park police are searching for two people who crashed a stolen car into a police vehicle and fled, ditching a rifle along the way. According to Brooklyn Park police, officers discovered a stolen vehicle on Monday in the parking lot of the Willows Apartments. Police boxed in the vehicle when the driver rammed into a squad car, causing significant damage. The driver and another person in the vehicle ran away into a nearby wooded area. A search that involved the police canine and a drone were unable to locate them. Police did recover a rifle that was dropped during the foot chase, as well as a second firearm in the stolen vehicle. A large 4th of July gathering at a Brooklyn Center park included evidence of shots fired. According to Brooklyn Center Police, approximately 200 to 400 youth had gathered at Centennial Park on Tuesday evening. Police were able to disperse the party, which was held without a permit. After the crowd moved on, officers recovered evidence of 5 gunshots. No one was injured, but Brooklyn Center Police say there is a pretty strong link between the gathering and when the shots were fired. Brooklyn Park Police, meanwhile, broke up a similar gathering on Saturday night at River Park. That too required a large police presence to break up the crowds. Brooklyn Center Police are investigating the deaths of 2 people found shot and killed Monday in the parking lot of the Shingle Creek Crossings shopping center. Police responded at about noon Monday when officers in the area heard a gunshot. As they responded, then they heard a second shot. Police then found a man and a woman deceased in the shopping center parking lot. Police tell CCX News that the case is being investigated as a likely murder-suicide. The identities of the people killed have not yet been released. The average cost to buy a Twin Cities home has dropped in the past year, but that doesn't mean buyers are getting by cheap. Reporter Kevin Miller has the latest on the local housing market.
Spring market is usually the best. Summer is good, but it's not uncommon to have a little bit of a summer slowdown.
Although the weather may be hot, the housing market is cooler now than it was a year ago, but not by much.
You talk to some of the buyers right now and tell them that things are slowing down, they'll think you're nuts. Because they've put in 5-6 offers and can't get a house.
Across the Twin Cities, homes are selling for less than they did in 2022, but prices are still up significantly from a few years ago. On average, homes are selling for 101% of the list price. In Brooklyn Park, the median sale price dropped around 7% since last May.
People are out there looking, they're anxious when something comes up that looks like it might fit. They're anxious to get out and see it.
Fewer homes are being listed on the market.
We have seen some sellers maybe staying put a little bit longer because there's an adjustment to the interest rate that they had seen for a couple of years.
In Brooklyn Park, there were 97 new listings this May. Last year, there were 150.
I think what we're running into right now is the person who's getting ready to, that's in a house right now that's getting ready to sell, really wants to see another house that is going to make the move worthwhile.
Metro-wide houses are spending more time on the market before they sell.
The houses that are really in good shape, don't have the deferred maintenance, they're just selling really quickly.
But with fixer-uppers,
They may be taking a harder look at whether or not that house makes sense for them.
overall, it's still a seller's market.
If you're a buyer, I would not hold off. I would look, I'd be prepared as much as possible. If you like the house, the odds are still really good that somebody else is going to like it.
In Brooklyn Park, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
A Robbinsdale teen's dress creation could land her a $10,000 scholarship. She also didn't sew a stitch. She made it entirely out of duct tape. Take a look. This is Ava Model's creation. And yes, it was inspired by Van Gogh's masterpiece, The Starry Night. And listen to this. Her creation took 23 rolls of duct tape and 227 hours of work. She even made matching heels and a handbag accessory. Ava is one of 10 finalists for the Stuck at Prom scholarship contest. Voting runs through July 12th, and you can vote for Ava on our website, ccxmedia.org.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, it starts to work itself out.
It's a July staple in the northwest suburbs. There'll be plenty of bull riding, bronc busting fun as the Hamill Rodeo returns this week for 5 big performances in Corcoran. It's rodeo time. The 42nd Hamill Rodeo has nightly performances Thursday through Sunday, with Saturday also featuring a daytime show with families in mind.
We had a few kids events for Saturday afternoon. The tickets are cheaper, but the thing of it is, that's for the future of rodeo. And, you know, we put that on so the kids can come, grandpa and grandma, bring in the grandkids and have a fantastic time and actually be involved right in the rodeo.
Ticket sales are looking strong for this year.
I think less than 100 tickets left for Saturday night. We have quite a few tickets left for all the other performances, but Saturday night will probably be sold out by the time you and I get done talking. Saturday night is usually sold out all along. We've got so where we do sell out some of the other performances too. I mean, literally sell them out and turn people away. So,
And like for many annual events, not having the specter of the pandemic looming is a relief.
you know, that was tough, especially the year that we didn't have it, and hardly anybody had rodeos across. They didn't have any rodeos in Canada that year. And unfortunately, we had Bobby Kerr hired for that year, and he is absolutely the best contract act going. Well, we lost him because of COVID. He's back this year. We were able to get him, and we've been trying to get him for 10 years.
Getting top competitors to come to Hamel is a key for keeping this event strong.
And, you know, we give them a fair shot at a lot of prize money.
The neighborhood surrounding Corcoran Lions Park has changed a lot, with homes now bordering the grounds.
The neighbors around here are really good, you know, about not complaining about a big event, because this rodeo is approaching $3 million that it has raised for the community. All the money goes to community service organizations.
Get your tickets at hamillrodeo.org. There were plenty of fireworks on the baseball diamond for a local American Legion team, but not quite enough. The Osseo Legion team lost an 11-10 thriller in extra innings to Edina in the championship game of the annual Delano Stars and Stripes 4th of July tournament. It's the 4th consecutive title for Edina at the event. Osseo has won it 5 times since 2008. It's a holiday week for many, with the 4th of July and midweek. On this week's CCX Fishing Tip, Terry Tuma discusses the use of tungsten and plastic jigs for crappies.
To catch a lot of crappies, I think so many anglers will use the bobber and the minnow method. That is not the most productive way. We've been out fishing crappies and using tungsten jigs and also small plastics. And the plastics are going to be of different sizes, different colors, different vibration factors, and different lengths. Using a rod that's not a real whippy rod, if you will, something that's a little bit more firmer to set the hook. I use 4-pound test fluorocarbon line, and working with these jigs, you can either cast into pockets where these crappies are at, you can vertical jig these crappies, but an extremely successful way of catching fish. We've done some experimentation here the other day with using minnows and bobbers or minnows and jigs. It did not even entice one crappie. We switched over to this type of jig with tungsten and plastic. It was unbelievably productive. So forget about the minnows and start plastics and tungsten jigs.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.